Welcome to our Saturday morning board game show here for April. I'm Hannah.
I'm Kevin, and we have lots of other people in the background as well that you'll be seeing throughout the show. We are excited that we are here again, April, for our Saturday morning board game show. Lots and lots of games to talk about and to show off to you. So, let us know how you're doing in the comments and what you guys have been playing and things like that. We do want to give a big shout out to our sponsors. So you'll be showing off some of their games, like from the app. We have Mountains Out of Molehills. We have Kids Table Board Gaming and Burnt Island Games with Creature Comforts later in the game, later in the show. It is a game in the show. And then we'll, of course, as always, for this year, we are showing off BG Shield and be pouring something on a game, and it will be fun.
Yes.
And you're going to be aghast. And
but it's okay. The game will be fine.
The game will be fine. Fingers crossed.
Oh, we have lots of people in the chat.
Oh, good. Wonderful.
So hi, Matt and David and James and Kristen and Ashant. Good morning.
Will and Sarah are not able to be here because they are in Texas, so we'll have to just do it without them today.
That's all right.
That's okay. Well, we are ready to go. I hope you are ready to go. Katie's here.
I was trying to order us pizza for lunch. It's not working out.
Okay. That's all right. We can handle it later.
We'll figure it out.
All right.
Is it a sign? It's a sign. It's a sign. All right. Well, I think we're ready to go to Jonah and Melissa at the table.
Hi everybody, we are taking a look at the Siege of Runedar. This is from Ludanova, and it's designed by Reiner Knizia. It's a cooperative game where we are basically dwarves, and we're in this fortress, and it is under siege by trolls and goblins and all sorts of things that are trying to steal our gold, break down our walls, and it's a little bit of a deck building game. So basically, we have a deck of 12 cards, and
we gotta tell them the coolest part. It's also being played in the bottom of the game box.
This is the bottom of the box, and it has all of these plastic things, and we've glued down the different walls and things like that. So basically, your deck is always going to be 12 cards. But you randomly remove 2 at the beginning of each round. Then you draw 5. So on my turn, I get to play all the cards in my hand. I have an enemy. So I have to go to the enemy deck and draw this and see what happens.
Uh-oh. So
this is telling me, and I need to align it correctly, that we're going to put one of the little troll guys on this side. Sometimes they have an arrow, and that brings them in. If they get to the gold, they'll steal our gold, and if we run out of gold, that's one way to lose the game. Cooperative game, there's like 5 ways to lose and 1 way to win. Now I have 4 cards left that I can use for my turn, and they're going to have multiple options that I can use for each card. I can use them to move. I can use them to do the action that is shown on the card, but I can only choose one of them. So I'm the little red dwarf, and I don't have any dig. We need to dig to win the game.
Okay.
But I don't have any dig symbols.
Yep.
So what I can do is run around and either fight guys with those symbols, or I can go collect resources. I'm going to collect a wood, because I'm in the wood area, and then I can put it on one of these items. So this is going to cost 2 wood and a stone. I'm going to put 1 wood there. Once all of the resources are there, whoever's turn it is can take that card or save it for somebody else. Can I actually... You know what? I'm going to get another... I don't have enough cards.
Don't have enough cards. Just started.
Don't have enough cards. All right. I'll help you out, though. I will take another wood.
Okay. Appreciate you.
Then I will... Oh, there's a bad guy there. I can't get a stone.
You got to fight him.
Gotta fight him. Alright, I will use a card to move. I can move up to 2 spaces. I only have 1 fight left. So I'm gonna roll 1 die, and I need to get 2 hit marks on them. Let's see, where's a decent place to roll this die? I'm gonna roll it right here in the middle, because I think you might be able to see that. I was not doing a ranged attack, so a crossbow does nothing.
Crossbow does nothing.
If I was doing a crossbow, it would be an immediate kill.
Oh, that's nice.
So that's basically my turn.
Okay, I've got 2
2 bad guys.
Bad guys, unfortunately.
All right, we're putting one out in the front.
Okay.
And then we're putting one out over here. Then
All
you
right.
get to do your actions. Do you have any dig?
I have a dig, yes.
All right.
So I've got one dig symbol, so I think I'll use that.
That lets us get rid of a rubble.
Get rid of a rebel. I have, I think maybe I need to move over here and get a stone so I can purchase that big crossbow looking thing, right?
Unfortunately,
But the bad
since
guy's
the bad
there.
guy is
I
there,
have to fight him.
you can't take the action.
That's not good.
That's not good.
Okay, so maybe I should move over here with you and fight the bad guy.
All
And I've
right.
only got one fight symbol, so I think I'm just rolling one die. And I need 2 hit markers. Oh, this is not good.
Yeah, so the die has a 1, it has a crossbow, it has a 3, it has a 2. So there were options. We're not gonna like keep playing rounds, but basically,
Especially since we didn't win what we were trying to do. We didn't fight him.
I
didn't beat him at all.
did set up more enemies in than would normally happen at the beginning of the game, so it's my fault.
Sure.
Basically, what's going to happen is, say I was able to get the stone and it went on here, I would have to basically trash one of the cards from my hand. I would get to put this in my hand and then use it that
Very cool.
same round. So that's how you're upgrading your deck. Eventually these 2 will come back in. You hope that your bad guys get buried and not your good cards.
Yep.
What you're trying to do, once you dig it all out, you push the wall down and some goblins are going to come out, and they have different requirements. This one you need to do a 2 hit. That one you need to deliver resources. Then you can, put more rubble in, and basically you win by doing that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, and they get harder and harder as you go. There are siege engines and catapults that bring out really big enemies, so you do want to upgrade your deck as you go. Plays 2 to 4.
1 to 4 players, actually.
1 to 4. It takes about, I would say, an hour, hour and a half to play through. But yeah, trying lots of ways to lose. So you're trying to manage the bad guys, the siege engines, the catapults, get these things done, and keep going. And that is Siege of Runedar. And we're going to go back to the couch.
Welcome back to the couch. We are talking about a game called Blaze, but before we do that, people have already been congratulating Ryan and Katie
Yes.
in the comments because
We're expecting our 3rd baby.
congratulations.
Ryan decided he wanted to announce it yesterday just to throw everybody off.
Was I the only one that made a comment about
I had
it?
several people private message me and say, is this real?
Private message, but I'm like, no, I'm doing it in the comments.
Yeah, Kevin's like, wait a minute, it's April Fool's. How real is this?
I'm glad it's not an April Fool's
Yes.
joke. That's
Very
great. Congratulations to you all.
absolutely.
So,
Thank you.
Very cool. Very cool. But Blaze is a card game from Heidelbar. They have a couple card games that we talked about in previous Saturday morning board game shows. But this is a trick-taking game where we're sort of ganging up on other people. So
Yes.
we have numbered cards in our hand, 3 different colors, and we have given the players at home, you all, a hand. And you'll see there's red, blue, and yellow. They'll have numbers from, like, is it 1 to 9?
It's 1 to 9 plus the Firebird.
Plus the Firebird. So we're going to gang up on Katie right now.
And don't worry, it'll be
They've
your turn.
already, and the thing is, they've both played before,
Yes.
and
Yes.
I haven't.
So Hannah's going to play a card.
All right, so I'm just going to talk this through.
Yeah.
So I'm going to play a blue 4.
Okay.
So you are going to have to reject that by either playing a blue 4 or higher, a blue card, or you can use the trump color, which in this game is going to be yellow. Any trump number will absolutely
So you can play a
reject
yellow
that.
1.
So-
and here's the sort of the purpose. You're trying to
Okay.
get rid of lower cards and keep higher cards because this is just sort of phase 1 of trick taking.
Okay.
Of phase 2. Yeah.
So in the first round, which is we're going through this entire deck.
Ooh.
So perfect. So
So
now,
now I question, how many of each number are there?
2.
2 of each
2 or
number?
3, yeah.
I think it's 2
Okay.
of every color and number,
There-
but
yeah.
we have split the deck in half
Oh, so you
for
don't
the
know.
second round.
Oh,
And then,
so you're not really sure how many there are in this room.
Correct.
So here's what I can add to that if I have any more 4s in my deck. So if you had played a 5 or 6 or 7, I could have then played a 5, 6, or 7, depending on what you played, or another 4 to basically help Hannah beat you. So I'm sort of supporting Hannah.
Okay.
So if I have another, but since you only played a 4, which is great, by the way, playing exact is good because you're limiting the options of the other players.
Because now we can only play whatever numbers are on the table currently.
Oh.
So Hannah or
since I was the one that was challenged, I get more variety in what I can play.
But Hannah can play any more 4s, but they can be any color still.
Okay.
Yes. Now, are you doing anything? All
play
right.
anything.
So I did that on purpose
Whoa!
because I do happen to have another 4 in my hand.
So the challenging players, basically against you, are playing the different colors, and you're basically trying to keep the numbers.
Okay, so I can choose now to play
any red 4 or higher.
Or any trump color.
Or any yellow card.
So I have to play red this time since
Or
you
yellow.
challenged with red. So it has to be red or trump. Okay.
Yes. And so in this first round,
Here's
you're
the
trying
thing.
to build the ultimate hand.
If you cannot, you're going to get all those cards into your hand.
Which will be fine, because then you'll have a bunch of 4s you can throw on someone else.
That's true. Okay,
Maybe.
well, I assume I don't have to play if I can.
If you can't reject this card, you're going to take all of those and your turn will be skipped. So you won't have a chance.
You won't be able to challenge me.
Okay, but if I can though challenge it or whatever,
all those cards will
am
go
I
away.
required to?
No, not required to.
You can,
but if you are able to, all those cards go away, meaning you're not getting those cards into your hand, which is also good. So, and if you cannot complete the challenge, Hannah said your turn is skipped.
I'm just gonna.
You're gonna take
I'm
it.
gonna take it.
Especially this first round.
I haven't played before, so this may have been a really poor decision.
That's fine. So your turn is skipped, and now it's me challenging Hannah.
But I'm gonna draw back up to 5 cards.
Okay. And you draw back up to 5.
I already have that many.
Yeah.
So here's the thing: we're gonna play against the audience.
Yep.
Here, so Hannah and I are gonna be supporting each other to do against the audience.
I mean, it's a little
unfair. So are the audience and I on a team?
No.
No.
It keeps moving around.
It's always 3 players at a time.
Okay.
So basically, I'm going against the audience. Hannah's supporting.
You're always going against the player to your left.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
So the audience would be helping you.
Since I can see the audience hand.
Okay, audience. I really need a lot of help.
Yeah. Don't worry.
Yep.
Help me out, guys.
I will play it fairly.
Okay, you're gonna play it fairly.
I will play it what would be the correct way.
I'm gonna play a blue. I don't know if you can see that on the camera or not.
Okay. Yeah. So the blue 8.
It's a blue 8.
So this Firebird, if I played it as a rejection, it's only worth 0 points.
But if they're in charge, it counts as 10.
So the only thing I can do is play a trump card.
Nope. Oh yeah, you can.
So I'd have to play a trump card.
Yep.
Oh, and then I could either play
an 8 or a 3.
8 or a 3, any color. But I am not helping, Kevin.
Okay. And 8 or 3, I can't.
Are you required to help?
No.
Okay.
I am not, but I want, in this first round, I'm trying to build the best hand
for phase 2.
For phase 2, which is trying to get rid of your entire
And we should
hand.
probably stop there. But you basically got the idea. So basically what happens is we're going to keep going around and around until this deck runs out, and then we're going to have a hand of cards. 5 or more cards in our hand.
More cards in my case.
Yes, maybe. And then you're going to basically look at those cards, and then during phase 2, we're then betting who is going to be the person who goes out last. So basically, the phase 2 is you're getting rid of all your cards.
Okay.
And if you are betting these little Firebird cards are 0s and 1s, and if you are able to guess the right person who's going out last, and you're going to get points, and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Wow.
So this game is very complicated. You need to play it 1 or 2 times to get it.
Yep.
But it is the game I have been thinking about all week, about strategy, which I was not expecting. So if you like trick-taking games, I definitely suggest picking it up and trying it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the cards are really
The
beautiful.
cards are gorgeous.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. So that is Blaze from Heidelbar. We're going back to the table.
Welcome back. We are looking at Creature Comforts. It's the new game from Kids Table Board Gaming.
Oh, do we have the box cover?
I do have the box cover. I put it way over here. Creature Comforts from Kids Table Board Gaming. That's what we're looking at today, and we're going to walk you through how to play and what a round looks like and And so that way, if you're interested in it, you can totally get it. I know that they are. So get this, I saw that someone on my Facebook page was looking for this game. They did not back it via the Kickstarter, and they found one on eBay, and it was like a lot of money. It was like $700 or something to get this game off eBay.
Well, because the Kickstarter version has like
the
upgraded
Kickstarter version came with the
components
game trays inside the box, and I believe it even came with a micro expansion, which we'll talk about in just a second. But I know they went to their friendly local game store and they had a Kickstarter version, so they ended up getting it for retail. But I thought it was really wild.
So Katie and I are actually going to swap out.
Okay,
so
no problem.
Hopefully,
Come on over, Katie.
you're a little
Melissa's
taller.
got to set up the next
You're
game.
a little taller than I am, so hopefully you're still in the shot.
Oh.
You are a little tall. You're a little out of the shot, but it's okay.
Maybe I could just be on my knees instead.
Okay.
How's that?
Have you played before? Have you played before?
I've not.
Okay, so this is how you play, everybody. So on your turn, the first thing that we're gonna do, you all start with the set of like a family. We're like woodland creatures
little
and family. So
bunnies.
I am the purple. I'm gonna go with squirrels. I'm the purple squirrels.
They look like squirrels,
Okay.
yeah.
You guys tell me if you can see that. I'm the purple squirrels, and so the first thing that we do is actually roll our family dice.
Oh, this is
so-
so sweet already.
So we roll those family dice, don't change them, and place them in the corner of your board. Okay? Then what we actually have to do is we have to place all 4 of our workers out on the board in the appropriate sections where you can play workers. So basically, you can play a worker anywhere there's one of these circles, okay?
Okay.
If it's got a hashtag sign, I know that's a pound sign, but let's stay with the times, right? That means you can put, you're going to place your workers, and you're also going to have to assign die to that worker as well.
Oh.
And the pound sign means that you can put any number, any die number there. It doesn't matter, okay? But if you were to go in a place like this down here, it's basically telling you if you assign a 1 or a 2 here, you're going to end up taking 2 cards. And if you assign any of the other numbers, you're only going to get 1 card. Okay? These spots up here are available as well. These are our forest and meadow locations, which are interchangeable throughout the game, and they'll change, and they have some pretty cool stuff. So for instance, this is saying you have to assign a 5 and a 6 to get those resources. This is saying you can put any number here, question mark, any number, but then you have to put 3 dice here, and the next 2 dice have to be 1 above that first number, so like a run. This is our wheel here. I think it's called our river location. And if you were to go here to get these 2 resources, you'd have to play a 6.
Okay.
But here, you can play a 1 or 2, and over here, you could play a 3 or 4 or 5. That makes sense?
Yep.
The only clue you have about the dice, because we are going to roll these other 4 dice.
I was just going to say, there's not enough dice
now
for each of my
is
rabbits.
your family dice.
Okay.
So then you play your workers.
Now, can I go there, or you block that spot?
You can, as many people. We all play simultaneously right now, and you can have as many folks sitting in that spot as you like.
Okay. And is it turn? It's not turn based.
It is not turn based during this step. Yeah, let's do it. And maybe let's do one over here. We get lucky.
So I can bet that I'm going to get a 4 and try to go like right here.
That is correct.
I'm going to do that. I'm going to get a 4.
Cool. So once we place all of our workers, now we roll the 4 other dice that we all actually are going to be able to use on our turns. And that's going to become...
Wait, I hadn't finished mine.
Okay, hurry up.
I don't know what I'm doing.
It's okay.
There.
So I rolled these 4 dice, so I'll go first just to show you how to do it. So now I've got all 6 of those dice available for me, but I have to assign them with my workers that I just placed. So for instance, I put my guy up here, I needed a 1 and a 2.
Oh, but you didn't
I did not get a 1 and 2, and I don't have a way to manipulate the dice yet.
Okay.
That comes in the later rounds. Okay, over here I needed a 5 and a 6, which I also didn't get. How terrible. Over here I needed a 6, I totally got that. So I will end up with those 2 resources, which is like a mountain and like a
maple leaf?
Maple leaf coin. Forgive me, I don't remember the names. And then down here, I can play my 3, and I'll be able to take a card that is face down. This would be a face up card.
Oh.
Card that's face down. Okay, these two squirrels didn't get anything, so they actually come back to me, and they now come with ways to manipulate dice.
Oh, they look like little band-aids.
Yeah, they are. So one side's got a minus one, and the other side's got the plus one.
Okay.
So now I can manipulate dice.
So if you're bad at guessing,
but not here, exactly.
You get a consolation prize.
Then I could. So these dice will come back to me, but now those 4 plus your 2 are available to use for where you went.
There, so I get a couple of mushrooms.
You do get a couple of mushrooms.
I'm not sure what I'm going to use these for yet, but, that seemed reasonable that I get a 4. 6 I already had, so I get one of those, and what did we decide the other thing was? A rock?
Yep.
And then I've got these 2 things. So I didn't get this guy. This little guy got nothing.
So he'd come back with the Band-Aid.
Okay.
And then this guy, you could play either one of those numbers and take 1 face down card.
Yep.
So what you're doing, again, you've got your worker placement. There are a bunch of buildings over here, and some of them are in-game bonuses, and some of them are glades, which actually get added to the playing area, so everyone can play on them as the rounds continue. But what you're trying to do is accumulate resources to build the cards in your hand or the buildings glades over here. This is more set collection style. So for instance, I have one that says a hearth, and it's 6 points at the end of the game, but it'll give me plus 2 points for each set of wood that I store here. So my resources are kind of interchangeable. I can put them where I want. A bunch of stuff has symbols in the top corners, and other cards will tell you if you have 2 or 3 of these symbols, you'll get more points. Over here, those buildings will tell you when they are built, the glades, they'll tell you if a player goes here because you built the glade, you'll actually collect something when they go there.
So this is a new spot to put workers.
Absolutely. Once it's purchased and built, it goes out on the board, a new spot to put workers. Every round, these are interchangeable, so these will move, and now we've got new resources to collect and new ways that you have to use your dice to get those resources. And we also have travelers that come to the village or come to the town or the meadow every round, and it gives you ability to place your workers on the traveler, and if you, just depending on what dies, also place with that worker, depends on what you collect from that game.
Oh, this is really cute.
So it's you've got to think really Everdell style. You've got your nice woodland family of creatures. You've got this beautiful looking board.
Yeah.
Lots of areas to play. Lots of in-game scoring at the end.
Oh yeah, I'm going to be knitting. I've got socks and quilts I was going to build.
Yep, there you go. And then of course, like I mentioned, we've got the special Kickstarter edition, so it actually came with a Talents micro expansion, which I didn't take out of the box. I'll go grab it here. But it gives you player powers. And so you actually have the ability to play the game with player powers as well. And those are things like when building any improvement, you can spend any resource in place of one of the resources in the build cost. Or when successfully visiting the river location, you can gain wood or wheat in addition to what's displayed. And so you actually have player powers as well that came in our edition as well. And I had played once without the player powers, and then after I played, I was like, oh yeah,
you gotta play with the player powers.
Yeah, you need those for sure. So anyway, that is a lot of variability in the game. Honestly, there's so many different locations up top that you can play. They also do have a mode where you can play a short game where it kind of tells you take out this one, take out that one, and now you'll play 6 rounds instead of 8. So I thought that was really cool. We've got an entire stack of the glades or in-game scoring points, an entire stack of the kind of resources that you collect, the cards that you collect that you can build throughout. So it's got a lot of variability in the game as well. And that is Creature Comforts. And again, that's from Kids Table Board Gaming. And I think with that, we're going back to the couch.
We're here looking at Glory Islands from Rio Grande Games. This is a card playing area control type game where we are traveling, our ships are traveling around the board, and we're placing our pirates on the different islands, collecting different things. So our cards are numbered 1 through.
Yep, there.
Oh.
We have a set on the other
1 through
camera.
5. Good. So basically, in a given round, you're going to play one of your numbered cards face down. We've already
Simultaneously.
We're going to all reveal them. And I have a number 3.
I have a 3.
I also have a 3.
But
Woo! Okay.
But there's a tie, so we all played 3s. Then we look at the pips underneath the 3s. Hannah has a 1, Melissa has a 2, and I have a 4. So we just go from highest to lowest. So I'll be going first, and I'm going to be moving my ship up to 3 spaces.
Well, first you have to pay your wind cost.
Oh, I do. Paying my wind cost. So,
which says on the card is -3.
Mine's 3. And I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to place my hidden pirates up to 3 spaces away from where my ship is.
Because that's what the card says.
Oh, let's see here.
Don't take my spot. Central spot.
And then I have an action where I could then place another.
If you had you either
I could spend 2 more wind. Right, that's the one where I can spend 2
Yes.
more wind to place another dude.
It's either a barrel or two more sail points, wind points.
You gonna do that, Kevin?
Now,
Sail points. Basically, once you round the corner, you're going to start getting negative points at the end of the game.
Sure. I mean,
We're not playing a full game.
yeah.
I'm gonna take a treasure. Hannah, would you? Oh no, so that's Melissa.
It's Melissa because I have the lowest.
Right. So if I can go on the same spot as Kevin, but then he would get a point basically,
Yes.
because my ship was in his row. I'm going to just go 2, and this guy's never going to come back to me.
Nope.
And I'll get a treasure.
Perfect.
There are different types, and you're trying to collect basically a set of one of each to get a bunch of points.
Are you going to do another pirate, or are you going to run out of pirates?
I am not going to do another pirate.
Okay.
I did need to spend 3 though.
And I'm also spending 3. And then I'm actually going to give Kevin a point. And
Kevin gets a point.
Kevin gets
Kevin's
a point.
yellow.
Look at a
to
point.
put my person there and take a treasure, and we keep going.
Who's red?
Oh, sorry. I usually play red.
I decided to give the audience, since I gave the audience purple, which is my favorite color, I gave them your favorite color this time.
Very nice. And then we keep that card down.
Well, because we all played the same card, we actually...
Swap.
But we cannot play that card again until we play a card that lets us pick up our
Cards.
cards.
There's a lot of like card
Hand management
games where you have to play a card to pick up your cards. We have one in this one.
Yeah,
So-
so that's the number 1 is the one that lets you pick up your cards.
So we don't need to keep playing, but basically what's going to happen is we're going to keep going around the board. The interesting thing about this game, which I didn't really figure out until like halfway through my first game, is there are these different islands on the board. And once an island is filled with pirates, you're going to score.
So like this middle one, it's the white. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spaces.
So if that gets filled, you immediately score that island based on majority.
Let's
and it's 9 points, 6 points, and 3 points, depending on how many pirates.
And then all those pirates go back to the players that own them, which...
Yes, last time we played, Kevin I got a bunch of mine back right away because I did have a bunch on that central island. So then I had pirates. Kevin didn't have
I had spread
people.
my pirates out too much.
Yeah.
So.
Although I think you are allowed to move one
Okay.
when you're in
Yeah.
that situation, but it's not as efficient.
So that I think is one of the main things in this game is how
Absolutely.
can I get my pirates back to start recirculating them? You're going to get points from area control. You're going to get points from the points on the board. You're trying to get different types of treasures. And then the barrels on the board are basically helping you take special actions that are on your cards.
Yep, and it's just once around the board.
Yep. So probably
That's
plays
it.
in about 30 minutes.
Yeah, and there are points for getting to certain areas of the board first. You get points for making it back. You get points for going to the opposite end first. But managing those sale points or whatever they're called is key because you could end up getting negative 17 or negative 30 points if you spend too many because there's a card that does 5 of them. You get to move a ton.
But you're 7 sale points.
Woo.
Yes, yeah.
7 win points. Yeah.
Crazy. Well, that is Glory Islands from Rio Grande. Check it out if you're interested in that. Going back to the table.
And we're back. We are playing Skull Canyon Ski Fest from Pandasaurus Games. And I know what you're thinking, what kind of name? Skull Canyon, right?
Yeah.
Ski Fest. I was so confused. But I'll walk you through it and it'll make sense. So, in this game, we are playing as skiers. I'm Chaz. Who are you?
Steezy.
Steezy. I think so. I'm Chaz. Anyway, and in this game, this game is a hand management set collection style game where we are actually skiers. We are starting at the lodge, and on your turn, you can do 2 actions. Okay? So the actions are on your kind of helpful player aid right here at the bottom. And one of the actions is that we can ride a lift. Lifts are red and they go to the first stopping point or the lodge. So like for instance, I'm going to take this lift all the way up as one action. And then I'm going to, if you flip it over on your helpful player aid, it tells you how you can ride these, how you can go down these trails on the ski slope here. So for instance, I can go down a blue wizard run and it costs me 4 of the same cards to do it. Either the same color or the same style in the top corner. So I'll use 4 blue cards and I will actually go down the wizard. So because I went down the wizard, I actually get 2 points up here on our handy dandy point tracker. And I'll get 2 fame as well.
2 fame?
Actually, 4 points, 2 fame. I'm tripping. 4 points and 2 fame. Fame we're going to use a little bit later in the round, but that's kind of my first turn, those 2 actions.
Okay.
On your turn, Katie, you can do the same. You can go up any red lift. You can come down. You can spin cards to come down any path, any ski slope.
Okay.
Or, of course, your last action, you can collect cards. You can train, which is collecting cards. It's kind of Ticket to Ride style over here.
Okay.
Where if you take the wild first, you're done.
Okay.
But if you take from the deck and it's wild, you're still done. But if you take from like a regular card and then take from the deck and it's wild, you get to keep it. Because it was the second one you didn't know. So that's how you can do. There's no hand limit at all. If you play cards to come down a slope and one of them has a wild in it, that activates our Yeti. And then our Yeti can block.
Comes in the Skull Canyon part of this.
Yeah, our Yeti can block any run, and now you can't go down that run.
I do notice there are a couple of runs that looks like he can't block.
That is correct. There are 2 runs that he can't block. There
Easy
actually
street and
is 2 sides of the board as well, just depending on how many players you have. There's also a complete separate board over here in the corner, which basically says if you're the first person to go down the run, like I just went down Wizard, I can place my token there. And now you can still pay 4 cards to go down the Wizard and get the points and the fame. But if you want to take my spot on this track, you have to play 5 cards to take my spot on this track. And of course, this is going to be in-game scoring points.
Got it.
So it might be really helpful to use the Yeti to block people from taking your spots and things like that.
Wow.
So we're going to play that type of style 4 times, 4 like sessions during the day. There's like a little marker here that we'll mark down as we go. And then when we get to the end, we actually then come to the ski village. And in the ski village, we are allowed to move from left to right only. You cannot go back. And you are allowed to do what it says. So basically, if you went here, you'd have to spend 1 slope card, turn it in.
To hang out at the hot tub.
But then you'd gain 3 fame.
For hanging out at the hot tub.
Absolutely. And then you can come all the way across. When you get all the way across to the hotel, take in as many actions as you want or as many actions as you can. Because once you go, you start left to right, but it's always the person's turn who's furthest left.
Oh, okay.
So you won't always get every spot.
Yep.
Once you get all the way to the hotel, that's when gear cards come into effect, which are over here on this side, and they allow you to spend your fame tokens, so that way you can now purchase things that give you special abilities.
Like a season pass or a Snow Pro camera.
Absolutely.
Ski poles.
Or ski lifts to get up and down the lifts without you spending an action, or avalanches. If you play a set with 2 wilds, you'll cause an avalanche, or if you have a card that causes an avalanche, and if you cause an avalanche, everyone has to move down 1 run. So if you get all the way to the top... I think I'd
go home if I actually experienced an avalanche.
Oh yeah, I would too. That would wrap it up for me. But that is... So there's kind of like 3 aspects to the game. You're playing your actions and collecting cards up here, trying to go down the slopes and score your points. Then after you do that with one round, you've got a nighttime kind of routine down here in the village where you're kind of going through, seeing if you can collect things and get extra bonus points for the next day. And then you've got your gear cards, which you're trying to collect, and that way you can have special abilities for the next day as you go. There are some unique things, like once you start the next day, you'll actually flip over one of these tokens, which will tell you about the weather for that day. And depending on what the weather is, depends on how many new cards you draw and where you're allowed to start your day.
Well, that makes
Whether
sense.
You have to start at the bottom of the mountain.
Weather really affects your
or whether you can start at one of the lodges or whatever it is. You also, of course, will get bonus points if you use cards that have the same style as the slope style.
No, that makes sense.
You'll get bonus points as well as you come down the mountain. And so I actually had the pleasure of playing this at our community game night that just happened in Monday in our town. I played, 4 brand new players. We played the game all the way through, and it was really close, actually. I think we ended up all being somewhere in the 60s when we finished the game, and it was like 65 to 63 to 60 to 59 or something, right? And so it was actually super close and super fun. So if you're interested in Skull Canyon Ski Fest, it is from Pandasaurus Games. I believe it's actually out right now, and that's kind of the overview of how you play. Let's go back to the couch.
Hey, welcome back to the couch, and I'll need Katie to come over.
I was gonna jump over the couch right there, but I realized I can't actually go on that side. Never mind.
Not visible. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, Katie, you haven't actually played Mountains Out of Molehills yet, have you?
I haven't. This is not what I was expecting at all, a 2-level board.
So this is from the op, Mountains Out of Molehills. This is a 2 to 4 player competitive game. We are moles trying to build the highest mountains.
Okay.
And we kind of start with some. I'll be the red player. Do you want yellow or gray?
Oh, I guess I'll be yellow.
All right. So basically, this is a Robo Rally or Colt Express.
Oh man,
and
I'm very bad at that.
The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to draft 4 cards. And they're going to say things like move straight 2, move straight 1, turn around, those sort of things. And we're going to stay on this bottom level. When we move, say I had a 2 move, I would move 2, and then I would put a little spot on everything that I have
Track your
done.
movement. Got it.
If I go over something where there already is something, I put it on the bottom because they push up from the bottom.
Okay.
And whoever has their piece on the bottom actually owns that mountain.
Oh.
So you want to be on the bottom.
Wow. And there comes in the...
Now, moles are very polite, so if I program something and there's already a mole there, I basically stop and don't get to take the rest of my turn.
Okay.
So there's a little bit of where are other players.
Okay.
Since I have it set up for 3 players, we are not using this part of the board at all. So we're just kind of in this green section.
Got it.
We'll quickly do some drafting. I have a 3rd player, so I'll just randomly pick some cards. So I would draft 1, you would draft a card, and then we'll just do 1 for that player. And then basically...
What's the little rock symbol?
So you can place a rock, and we did a live playthrough of this, and Sarah and Kevin were very good at placing rocks in my path, and basically I kept running into rocks.
Oh, so you just can't go anywhere.
And it'll make you turn, that sort of thing.
Okay,
so,
and this is toppling something, I assume?
Yes. So basically our things can only be certain heights each round. In round 1, the maximum height is 2. If it goes above that, it'll topple it. Or you could play that card to topple whatever space you're on, and then the pieces basically go out on the board, and you might be able to collect more stuff.
Okay.
So I'm going to do that. I'm going to take this.
Oh, that's the one I wanted. I should have taken that one first. I guess I'll take this one instead.
All right. Drafting is very exciting. I'm going to do this one.
So we'll draft all of these first?
4. So there'll be a few left over. All right. So now that we've done our draft, yay!
Now we'll do our tunneling.
Yes. So basically, we are going to play You have to program all 4 of your cards.
Ooh, all 4 of them. Okay.
I'm going to randomly do the other player, so this is going to be like pure chaos.
They might end up doing better than I do.
Alright, so I've just randomly done that. Basically, you want whatever you're going to do first on top of your deck and last on the bottom of your deck.
Okay.
Dun, dun, dun. I have no idea what that mole's going to do.
Okay. Done.
Alright, I need to, get my
I've definitely played programming games where somebody randomly shuffled theirs just like she did with this deck and played them and still played better than I did.
Alright. So now I would reveal the first thing I'm going to do. Okay. I'm going to turn and I'm going to move 1. And this is a turn. I can do it in either order, but I'm going to turn first and then move 1, which gives me that there.
Oh, okay.
Katie?
I will do 2 forward.
2 forward.
1, 2.
Uh-oh, we're getting together.
And there, there.
All right, that guy is turning. And so we probably don't want to turn him against the thing, so we'll turn him that way.
Yep, I guess it makes no sense.
I'm going to move 3. 1, 2, 3. We might get in each other's way. Katie.
Excuse me. Okay.
Turning.
Excuse me. I'm doing a turn. We're in the midst of pollen season here in South Carolina.
Is moving 1. And who's he? Gray. I'll grab his gray. So far we have not run into each other. We have not made. I'm going to do a U-turn.
Ooh.
And turn 1, which lets me push up.
Uh-oh. That's so nice. I don't think I have planned well. And I go 1, 2, and so I get these little things.
So the higher your mountain, the more points you're going to get.
Yeah, I definitely didn't think about that correctly.
This guy's not doing too bad for, having a random draw.
Told you.
And then my last is going 2, 1, 2. Now, in our playthrough, I did something like this, and then either Kevin or Sarah came behind me and just doubled up the points that I had. All right, Katie.
That is not what I did. I put down a rock, which I assume is this little thing.
It's going to go on the bottom level. You can put it in
down
any
here?
space.
Right here? Anywhere? Or right next?
Any space. And you're going to roll this die, and it's going to tell people what happens if they run into that rock.
Oh,
so normally you want to put it where you think it'll hurt other people.
All right. I don't know what that means, but
so when they hit it, they have to turn right.
Okay.
Final thing. Oh, we have a rock. He's actually going to move his rock.
Oh, so
else.
only one rock on the board at a time.
So maybe he would put it right in front of you to.
That probably makes sense.
Keep you from going forward. And that would be the end of the round. We've done all of our movement. We would count points. So Katie would get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Our imaginary gray player gets 4, and then I would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points. We look at who has the most on the top, and that person gets to choose turn order first, whether they want to be first, second, or third. And then we would keep everything there, and we draft another set of cards and keep going. We play 6 rounds, and the height can get higher.
What happens with these? Do you run out of these?
There's more in the box. I didn't pull all of them out. So let's say this round, one of these had gotten up to 3. Say something like that happened, then it can't be 3. So it would topple. Whoever made it go 3 could decide which way it was going to topple. It could go this way, and this one would stay. That one would go here. That one would go here. Then those would topple.
Oh, wow.
Or it could topple this way. And now you would get an extra point. It could topple off the board and go back to the player. So toppling can be a very strategic thing to make the towers go certain directions. So once you get to round 6, which is the final round, they can be 5 high. So you have these really tall mountains. But that is Mountains out of Molehills from the op. You really should go watch the playthrough. that we did. Kevin, Sarah, and I played. Spoiler, Sarah killed us. She got like more points in her final round than I got like the whole game.
Whoa. Wow. Well, these little things actually like fit together really well and stay together.
And the player pieces are acrylic, so they have a lot of nice art on them, different types of moles. But that is Mountainside Molehills from the Op, one of our sponsors for this show. And now we're going to go back to the couch.
Nope, we're going to the table. Melissa did
Will.
She is channeling Will over there.
Hello, welcome to the table.
We're going to talk about some products real quick because we have some things to share with you, and then we have a game, sort of some stuff that's about a game that's on crowdfunding right now. We'll get to that in just a second. So, first, we have this meeple charcuterie board.
I would call it, charcuterie board of some kind.
It's very thick wood.
And then the little dipping sauces, cups.
So,
Kevin, where's the food?
where's the food? I know. Maybe it will magically appear. Where's that Photoshop? All right. So when we were at Tantrum Con, Ryan Gutowski from One Board Family, I think, shared this with us from his brother, who has, I guess, some sort of woodworking shop.
Yeah.
Ryan in the chat is going to add a link to the Etsy shop where you can actually see, purchase these meeple charcuterie boards.
There it is.
There it is! Papa, like magic. But yeah, it's kind of, I like the way it looks and the...
Yeah, it's a good size too. You could fit whatever you wanted on there.
Yeah.
It's not too big for the table, but it's very well crafted. This is it's really nice.
Really nice. And then this is actually from Grand Gamers Guild. This is a meeple spatula. So you can go onto grandgamersguild.com and you can look up these. They, of course, are known for their games, but they have this really fun spatula.
And it also has a bottle opener on the top as well.
I didn't see that. Thank you.
Yep.
Cool. Well, those are some products you can check out. But we have a game, but there is a game on on GameFound from Board and Dice called Nightmare Cathedral.
I don't know if you can see the box.
It's a little scary. There's some nightmare stuff going on here.
It's definitely creepy.
A little creepy. Hannah, I know knows one thing that's in here, but it's going to be a surprise for some of the other things. So Hannah's going to open the box. I have pulled out the little sheet about the game. This game is a game for 1 to 4 players. Takes about there's different scenarios in the game, but basically what you're doing is there's area control, there's some resource management, players have action cards that they're going to be playing. Oh, what do we have?
It looks like catacomb dice. They got little skulls on them and the little dice bag.
That's cool.
And then it looks like...
But how do they roll?
They roll nice.
And then we have...
Alright.
That's creepy.
So it looks like it's a cat with a skull, and he's got some worms or guts around him.
That's like...
We're going to say worms, because that
go.
sounds nicer than things.
So there's definitely some nightmarish things going on in this game. The game is played over 2 stages.
There's the cat.
There it is.
Nightmare Kitty.
Nightmare Kitty. The game is played over 2 stages. In the first stage, the players are building the cathedral, and in the second stage, there's basically the nightmares, the monsters are coming to attack the players, so...
I think if you're into, like, the Arkham Horror Cthulhu universe, this might be something that'd be up your alley.
This is based off of I was looking it up, the whole, like, sort of theme, this art, is from a sculptor. I'm going to butcher his name, so I'm not going to say it. So you can look it up on Board Game Geek if you'd like, but the whole artwork and the theme is from the specific artist that's created the sort of world and theme. So, anyway, if that sounds interesting, check out Nightmare Cathedral on GameFound from Board and Dice. And I think we're going back to the couch.
Hello! We are looking at Abstract Academy from Crafty Games. This is actually designed by the same group who did like Cascadia, and they do a lot with Flat Out Games. This is kind of an art game-ish.
Painting, sort of.
Painting.
Yeah.
Where we
These
have
are what the cards look like.
Cards with different colors of painting. And each turn, you're going to lay a card into a grid. The weird thing is that as we lay cards, the area that you're going to score is determined by where the grid ends up. Kevin, did he leave?
Yes. Sorry.
He's played this game more than me, so he should probably be talking about this. But just for example, let me grab some cards.
Okay.
Say I lay a card like this, and you lay a card like that, and then I lay a card like this. Eventually, it's going to be 4 by 4.
Okay.
So if the 4 ends up this way, I'm scoring this half, and you're scoring that half.
Oh.
But if the 4 ends up that way, then you're scoring this half, and I'm scoring this half.
So you always are going to score one half. Okay.
So as if we were sitting on opposite sides of the table.
Okay.
So this would be your half, and that would be my half.
Okay.
It's 4 by 4.
Ooh.
And then we're trying to get different things to get points.
Okay.
So this is the fewest red areas in your half. This is the most yellow areas with 4 or more quadrants. And like this is a quadrant, so you would want at least 4 in a grouping.
Together. Okay.
Most blue areas. So that would be separate blue areas. This is
One blue
area.
Okay. Yep.
So that's kind of how the areas go with that sort of thing. So, yeah, okay.
Oh my.
Gonna put one out and draw a new one.
I guess I will do this.
All right. Oh. And once the 4 by 4 is set, you can't play in my bottom row, and I can't play in your bottom row.
Okay, that makes sense. So I can't play in your quadrant after we know which quadrants are.
Well,
or
you can still
areas
play
yours.
in the middle one, but not
on the.
very bottom.
Oh, okay.
All right, fewest, most blue, fewest red.
I know. It's hard to keep all of that in mind when you're choosing which one of these is what you want to do. I guess I will do that.
Okay, so Katie has locked in that I'm going to be scoring this half and she's going to be scoring that half. And then there's room for it to still go to the sides until it's 4 wide.
Okay. Oh, so we don't know, we're not sure where it is on up or down yet.
Yeah.
But now I can't play in this row.
Right. So I can play in any of these rows and you can play in any of these rows.
Okay. Ooh, this is surprisingly more thinky. Than I would have
Most blue
expected.
areas, most yellow. That card is not
So,
what I want.
question: if we have a yellow area with 3 quadrants that stretches over both sides, do we both get points for that?
You only count the ones that are in your
okay.
area.
So
I think.
we're gonna need
Color
to,
areas can span between cards. Let's see. Yeah, you would only score those.
Okay. Try that.
Oh, and I didn't give us inspiration cards. We were supposed to get that, but those are like patterns that you're trying to score.
We could throw one over here for people to look at.
Like trying to get a pattern like that in the same color. So you're supposed to start with 1 or 2 of those that you could score.
Oh, and they've got different types. Like this one says Fauvism and that one says Expressionism.
Yes.
I don't know if those really have anything to do with the actual shapes they're trying to get us to do.
All
But
right.
you'd get extra points then if you accomplish that.
But anyway, I think that kind of gives an idea of the game where you're trying to play, and I could potentially play something over here to try
that would be
to
awful.
like keep Katie from getting 4
Yeah.
in her yellow. And so sometimes you're playing to help yourself out, and sometimes you're playing to mess up the other person so that they're not getting these different goals.
Yeah.
You play several rounds and you put out different types of goal cards. There are professor cards that you would put out in a later round. There are the cards where you get points for having the specific colors.
I haven't managed to make any of those shapes, I think.
But yeah, so that is Abstract Academy. We won't go playing more, but basically we could either have our fourth one here or here. They're ready over at... They're laughing at me because I think I already said that and still kept playing because we're like, how can we get points?
I know.
Katie keeps putting a card down, and then I'm like, well, I need to put a card down.
I can't leave it like that. I'm going to try to do the next thing. Okay.
But anyway, Abstract Academy, you play several rounds. There's going to be different scoring cards out. And you can play 4 players. And it's kind of like there's overlapping. So, like, you would have these, but I would have these. So you're sort of... And the other player would have these.
Oh, yeah.
So...
That starts getting very thinky.
I haven't played it at that player count.
We should try it, though.
At some point and see if it blows your minds as you're trying to help yourself and not hurt other players. Anyway, so that's Abstract Academy, and we're gonna go over to the table where I think they're gonna get messy.
If you're a regular on our Saturday morning board game shows, you'll know that we end the show with throwing things on board games. So one of our sponsors is BG Shield, and this is the little product here, bgshield.com. It says, save game night. So.
Oh no, I am.
Hannah is drinking Dr. Pepper, and all of a sudden.
On game night, and I accidentally.
Oh no! Oh no!
How quickly can we wipe it up?
So.
That quickly. It won't damage the game at all.
Oh no.
But did it leave it sticky?
Well, we have to get it.
Yeah, once it's dry. Is it dry and is it sticky? Nope.
No, it's
not sticky
wow.
at all.
So it's a repellent that repels not only drinks, but also we tried in the past ketchup and just other kinds of
mustard and barbecue sauce and Cheetos
stuff.
and all that.
So that is BG Shield. If you're interested, go to bgshield.com. I think they're in the pre-order stage right now. They might be shipping out soon. But you basically can do it on the outside of the box. You can do it on your game board. Basically, cardboard is what it's meant
cardboard
for.
components, not your cards. Sleeve those.
Yeah, sleeve the cards. But yeah, that is BG Shield. Thank you to all our other sponsors, the Mountains Out of Molehills we saw today. We saw Kids Table Board Game and Creature Comforts. And I think we need to give a big shout out to our father-in-law.
Absolutely. Happy birthday, Dad!
Happy birthday. Hannah and I, our father-in-law is Melissa.
Melissa's dad.
Hannah
right.
is
We got points.
so Melissa's brother, who's in here, Charlie.
Yes. Happy birthday, Dad. We'll tell you to watch this so you can see happy.
I thought Mom was...
Kevin's birthday is actually tomorrow.
Isn't that crazy? Wow.
Happy birthday, Kevin.
Yep.
Lots of fun congratulatory things around here today.
Well, lots of congratulations to Ryan and Katie for the little gummy bear. I've heard that is
Wiggly. Wiggly gummy bear.
Grab my phone.
Wiggly.
Yes. Oh yes.
Right.
There you go. The thumb of approval.
Ryan has been back in the back, switching all the cameras, doing all the picture-in-picture and stuff like that. We've learned new things on today's Saturday morning board game show that hopefully you will see in future streams. I should say our next stream will be on Thursday. What are we doing Thursday
Do
night?
we have a game scheduled for Thursday?
I think we do. Maglev Metro.
Ooh.
Yes, that's right. It is.
We're doing Maglev Metro where they have some expansion maps that are going on Kickstarter. That's launching April 5th. We are going to be doing the Paris expansion map on Thursday night, so you can join us at 7 p.m. for that. And looking forward to playing.
Trying to see if there's anything.
Any other comments, any questions before we say goodbye?
Mostly if you, people looking for board game communities because they have to drive really far to find them.
Well, make your own community. Find a place to meet and see if there's people in your town that, maybe your local board game store that's nearby and you can find other people to play games with. Yeah. There you go. There's a start.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right.
Yeah.
I think we're saying goodbye. Happy birthday, Kevin.
Happy birthday to everybody. Congratulations.
All
Everybody.
all those April birthdays.
Yeah, very good. Well, we'll see you Thursday night. Thank you for watching.
Bye.